Now that we have covered the like dissolves like principle, it will be interesting to cover a topic that is commonly misunderstood. This topic is called hydrophobicity. The very word hydrophobicity, afraid of water, gives a sense of repulsion that is actually not correct. There is no repulsive interactions among molecules. It's all, some of them are more attractive than others. And to explain this, we will try to show you a simulation in which there is a sort of certain phospholipids form spontaneously micelle. So let me show you the simulation. In this case, you have, so these lollipops are the phospholipids. It's a very simplistic representation, but you can imagine the tail are the nonpolar tail of the phospholipid. The round part is the polar part that ends up being in contact with water. Okay, so if I place this one, oops, place this one. No, it's not going to work. Yes. Place this one outside and let it be. It'll go back to form this spherical form of typical of micelle. So how can we explain that? What kind of intermolecular forces are playing out? If you say hydrophobicity, it's true, but you have to be careful at explaining what hydrophobicity is. As we said, there is no repulsion between molecules. The idea that you have the polar part of the molecule being in contact with the external water, why is that? It's the principle of like dissolves like. In other words, the polar part being more more like the polar water, it will try to be in contact rather than water interacting with the nonpolar. So the nonpolar tail of the phospholipid ends up being hiding away from water, not because the force is repulsive, but because water would rather be interacting with the polar end of the phospholipid. So again, it is not repulsive, it's a question of preference, it's a question of like dissolves like. Water will rather interact with the polar end of the phospholipid than with the nonpolar end of the phospholipid. And this is why you will end up seeing this shape of micelle, more spherical shape, but again, it is not repulsive.